Hello guys, welcome to this vlog. And she's also saying good night. Good night, guys. So I just discovered this thing here. I have no clue what this is, but it looks quite interesting. So in my last video, I've already talked about my internship in Palma de Mallorca, but I've never actually talked about what I'm doing there. So today I decided to do that. And I don't actually have a lot of video material on that because there were a lot of patients and I couldn't film during the different sessions. So I only have a few pictures that I can show you. And yeah, so the psychosomatic clinic where I worked at, they had different treatment methods such as neurofeedback, RTMS, ketamine treatments, and also psychotherapy. And during my stay, I had different tasks. For example, I had to do the neurofeedback and the RTMS, and sometimes I also looked after the patients once they had ketamine treatments. And maybe I thought maybe I can like tell a little bit more about the different treatment methods. Let's just start with the neurofeedback first. So the neurofeedback is a computer-based training method, and it's normally used when people have ADHD, because it's a great method to learn how to control your activity in your brain. So my job was basically to attach the electrodes on the person's face and the head, And I also have a picture of what the electrodes look like. The electrodes are connected to the computer. And once I start the program, the person sees a black line on the screen. And then they also see an object, and they normally have to try to move the object with only their thoughts. Basically, it sounds a little bit weird, but it actually works. The person gets an instruction of whether or not they have to move the object above the line or underneath the line. And the movement of the object basically shows the neuroelectric activity of the brain. Normally, the patients have 1 session a day, and they do it for around 2 weeks. And the more you train, the better you can control your brain activity. Here's also a picture of me having the electrodes attached to my face. It was quite interesting, and it was a lot harder than I expected it to be. So sometimes the patients were like, oh, I can't do it. And I was like, yeah, try it. And it's super hard. So another task of mine was to do the RTMS. RTMS is short for repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation. And basically it's used for depression, but it can also be used for other disorders. Patients were basically sitting in a chair, and my job was to put a coil on their head, and the exact spot was measured by one of my colleagues. Once I put the coil on their head and started a program, the coil sent out different electromagnetic pulses. And this procedure took around 16 to 30 minutes, depending on the protocol of the patient. And it's supposed to kind of balance the activity of the brain, because if you have depression, your activity is imbalanced, and the RTMS is supposed to balance out this imbalance, if you can say that. Sometimes my task was also to look after patients when they got their ketamine treatment. I didn't actually do the ketamine treatment myself. We had a doctor doing that, but it was very interesting to see how the patients reacted to the ketamine. And once in a while, I also had to analyze people's questionnaires. We used SEL, also known as Symptom Checklist, and this basically is a questionnaire about general psychological symptoms. And we also had the BDI, Beck's Depression Inventory, and I basically had to analyze this data. That's basically everything that I can tell you about. I didn't want this to be too long. I just wanted to give you like a little insight. And that's basically this part of the video. I hope you enjoy the rest of the vlog. Subject of distress is 10, okay? Ich will auch mal eine Pizza haben. This dog wants my pizza.
Yes. Yummy. Struggle.
Struggling eating the pizza. Let's try.
What do you say? Is it good?
Really good.
It looks really good.
Just like in 2021.
Oh yes, I remember. So delicious. Enjoy your pizza. Little baby lamb. good?
Very good. Muy bien.
Okay. Beep. Sorry. Now we're going for a hike to the Castle Belver, and this is Gina and the beautiful scenery here, and you can see the mountains in the background.
Anthony?
No one's opening
No one's opening.
because we kind of yeah, didn't check the opening times. Sabrina fully packed, walking down with our food. This is Sabrina's bowl. Thanks to Sabrina for
You're
preparing
welcome.
the bowl.
With extra kimchi. There's kimchi in it.